Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money. Since 1983, Berkshire Hathaway Rise Real Estate's Ann Adams has been your local go-to real estate expert in the area. As a buyer, you can trust Ann's in-depth knowledge of the local housing market to narrow available properties down to those you'll be interested in, saving you time when shopping for a new home. When you're ready to sell, Ann's expert negotiation skills will ensure you get a fair price and hassle-free experience. Call Ann Adams today at 256-337-2625 or email annadamsrise@gmail.com.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see? Every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments. It doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
Hello there. I'm Mark Robbins. 8th seed, 19-year-old Mira Andreeva of Russia wins the women's title at the French Open in straight sets over Maja Shawalinska. It's Andreeva's first Grand Slam championship. Major League Baseball is coming up in a little while on ESPN Radio. Cubs and the Giants from Wrigley Field. San Francisco pummeled the Cubs 18-3 Friday, thanks in large part to the bat of this guy.
And it started to click, I think really about a month ago, as Chapman swings, belts one out to deep left, and forget about this one. Long gone from Chapman. His second homer of the day.
That call from KNBR in San Francisco. Matt Chapman had those 2 home runs and knocked in a career-best 8 RBI. Will he do it again? Well, you can tune in to ESPN Radio for coverage beginning in about 90 minutes, 1:30 p.m. Eastern, for our coverage beginning with Jim Basquill. The Knicks are in control of the NBA Finals, up 2-0, and now the series shifts to New York in Madison Square Garden, Game 3 Monday night. We've got your coverage here on ESPN Radio and the app, and it begins at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals tonight in Las Vegas. Golden Knights in Carolina tied at a game apiece. Coverage beginning on ESPN, on the ESPN app and ABC television at 8 p.m. Eastern. WNBA doubleheader on ABC today, starting 1 o'clock Seattle and Minnesota, followed by Golden State and Vegas.
Coming up on Monday's Rich Eisen Show, we check in on the weekend in sports, the NBA Finals, the Stanley Cup Final, and we'll have Chris Fowler on the program and throw open our in-studio doors for the actor Tony Hale. That's Monday's Rich Eisen Show on Disney+, the ESPN app, and ESPN Radio.
97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to Talkin Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
And there you go. You are hearing correct. Yes, it is a Saturday morning. Yes, you are listening to 97.7 ESPN The Zone. And yes, you are listening to a Saturday edition of Talking Ball. Scott Theisen, Drew DeArmond. We are live from University Kia, right along University Drive. I have been out here. I've had to bring the Kia in to get service, so I have gotten to see the new dealership. I've gotten to see the new service department. You, Drew DeArmond, getting to see it for the first time. We have done a lot of shows out here over the past few years, and this is a remarkable building now.
Yeah, it really is. It's beautiful. They basically took it down to the bones, but then completely rebuilt it. It's beautiful. The setup is extremely efficient. It's really nice. We're kind of in their old spot where Mike Lacente and all those guys used to direct,
sign off on the cars. Yep.
Close sales, direct everything. But it's a beautiful new showroom, no doubt about it. Beautiful new campus here at University Kia, and we're honored to be here this morning for an 11-to-1 show. A lot of super regionals going on. We had results last night from 4 games, and that's going to drive a lot of conversation. But hopefully we're going to keep our streak alive too. We got people sitting down already trying to buy cars, and so they usually average on selling at least 5 cars a show every time we're here.
Well, universitykia.com is how you can find them. 256-715-3916 is how you can call them right now. Hey, they've got $309 per month for 36 months. You can lease a car. You can buy one for $409 for 72 months. That is the new 2026 Kia K5 barbecue and big deals summer sales event going on right now here at University Kia, because we want to see you in a Kia. All right. As Drew mentioned, a lot of stuff going on right now. College baseball, super regionals underway. Game 1, we got 4 games last night that we'll break down, including Auburn and Ole Miss, Troy and Little Rock. But going on right now, we mentioned that this series had a lot of eyeballs on it, will have a lot of eyeballs on it, and it is going on over in Athens right now, the Super Regional. And we mentioned that we felt like Mississippi State was due. You kind of got a sense that they were due against Georgia. Georgia's had their number not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 times this year. And you kind of got a feeling that they're due. And Mississippi State is doing it right now. 7-0 in the top of the 4th. 7 runs on 7 hits. Georgia with 1 error on the ball game. 1 hit so far for the Georgia Bulldogs. But right now, the Mississippi State pitching, remember, the Mississippi State pitching is cooling down the Georgia bats. Still, a lot of baseball left in this one. It's only in the 4th inning. But right now, Mississippi State doing Mississippi State things to Georgia.
Well, they're just it started in the NCAA tournament at the Starkville Regional, man. They were super impressive. And we talked about all week is that you could argue that they were as impressive as anyone running through their regional 3-0, especially the first couple of games where they were just tremendous. And so kudos to them, man. They, as we said, all 4 of those games were close.
Yeah.
All right. It wasn't like Georgia was dominating Mississippi State. We also talked to Steve Robertson this week. Mississippi State's rotation was getting fortified as their ace was back from injury. And he pitched 5 innings the other day in the regional in Starkville. So, Mississippi State ain't playing around, man.
They've hit 3 home runs so far
that's
today.
That's what Steve said. Foley Field, they say, you know what, they have those shirts and hats, feed the trees.
Yeah.
Well, the other team can feed the trees too, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's a small bandbox ballpark. And quite frankly, I think a lot of Georgia's numbers are offensively inflated, but they're still very talented. It's not taken away from their talent. But, again, and last year Georgia lost in the Supers. So is it going to happen again? We'll see. But a great start for Mississippi State, and it's really always key to take that first game and get the upper hand.
No surprise here. Yesterday, West Virginia just dismantled Cal Poly.
Who?
The team that did not have to face UCLA but did win UCLA's regional.
You Cali loser asses?
Yes. West Virginia and Cal Poly just underway, top of the 1st there. A win by West Virginia, and they will sing a little John Denver again tonight if they can get a win, because they'll be off to the College World Series.
I was at one of your favorite places the last part of this week on Thursday and Friday over at Sprague and Saw, and I saw Kevin Walker, so either A, he didn't hear it, or B, he forgave me already. So,
he probably didn't hear it. Or he didn't want to hear it.
Well, I didn't mention it,
You Cali loser asses.
But we're talking about baseball here, too. We're not insulting the basketball program.
No. And then coming up at 1 o'clock, North Carolina, USC. That'll be game 2 of that series, and North Carolina needs to get something going because USC.
What a comeback.
Yeah.
Jeez. I was going to the last game over at Huntsville High for the UAH team camp. They were playing Mountain Brook at 5 o'clock. The game was still going on in the afternoon, okay? So I was just about to leave. I wanted to get an update, so I turned it over to, I guess it was ESPN2, I think is where it was. And it was 5-1. North Carolina had just doubled into the gap and knocked it in the 5th run. And as I was leaving, USC gotten an extra base hit to make it 5-2. But North Carolina, it was the sixth inning. They were still very much in control. Then I get back home and figure out that North Carolina collapsed and lost 9-5.
Well, if you're keeping track, if you like stats and you like history and you like everything like that, we've talked a lot about USC's baseball history and how much they've been able to win. Well, that win yesterday was their 48th win this season. Okay, there's only been 5 other times in program history that the Trojans have had that many wins.
Wow.
Each of those times they have won a national championship. So we'll see if USC is able to indeed finish the task, but they are 1 win away from getting to Omaha. And then yesterday, we're working our way to Auburn, Ole Miss. I promise, for Auburn fans, we're working our way there.
I don't think they really want to relive it all that much.
But there was 6,426 fans at Riddle Pace
Field. I saw some pictures, man. It looked like it was crazy and off the wall.
Well, here is what they got to watch and listen to yesterday.
Beasley's pitch to Boroff. Look out! Oh, mercy! Grand slam!
That was Jay Boroff with the grand slam.
He had 2.
Unreal
2
yesterday.
bombs, I believe.
There and during the game. So we mentioned the 6,000. Okay. Here, Skylar Meade, during an in-game interview yesterday on ESPNU, listen to this interaction.
Has showed up for this program. What do you think?
It's pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. Good for the Trojans. So, we had to stop at that number to keep the fire marshal around here happy. But I'll pay all the fines. I bet people around here, if they try to take me out in cuffs, they might pay my bail too.
No doubt they would, Coach. How about the offense?
Yeah, they had to stop the attendance because of the fire marshal. They exceeded capacity there yesterday. And Troy, by the way, 1 win away from getting to the College World Series.
No, I mean, it's awesome. Their previous record had been, about a month and a half ago when they whacked Alabama 6-1 at home, and there was nearly 4,000 people in the ballpark. But think about that. There was 2,200 plus more people announced at that game. So they were probably in the aisles and everywhere else. But, I mean, if you're Troy and you mapped it out, Scott, it couldn't have began much better than that, than winning 12-2 and have everybody going bonkers. And then you're going to have a huge crowd again today.
Oh, man.
Because you're anticipating, going to the College World Series in Omaha, Nebraska, and being one of the last 8 teams standing, and so.
And being one of the last 4 into the tournament, you could be one of the last 8 teams.
The only thing I get nervous about is South Carolina still hadn't filled their coaching vacancy. That's all I'll say. I think they're still going after Kevin Schnall of Coastal, but it hasn't gotten done yet. And
I think he's staying. I don't think he's.
I read a hot board yesterday, and he had gone from 1 to 6, and then Skylar Meade was on the hot board. So there you go with what may happen at South Carolina, because it's just Skylar Meade's done amazing things with that Troy program, man, no question.
Well, and then we mentioned we would get to what happened down on the Plains. We mentioned attendance record.
Yeah,
Auburn shattered the attendance record in the regional final against Milwaukee.
Yep.
They did. They had 8,000, I think it was,
over
8,000.
8,200.
Yeah. Well, they had over 10,000 fans there last night.
You should have seen the beer can pyramids and the beer cup pyramids everywhere.
Well, they sold over 4,000 beers for
what they were
for the
saying.
whole entire super regional. They sold over 10,000 beers. Last night they may have come close to doing that, but the problem was Auburn went 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position and could not get it done. They fall to Ole Miss 6-4. Here is Butch Thompson after the game last night.
Oh yeah, we'll keep fighting, but we just need to be invested into tomorrow. Again, I thought we played great. I think we had the one error there that we worked around, and I thought for the most part we played really good baseball. I just think the moments with when we worked to get those runners on and stuff, I just think they paid it off just a little bit more. I think it's that simple, at least for one game. Who knows what type of game we get tomorrow, but you can't look past tomorrow's game with where we're at, and we played a string of those 4 games in a row there in the regional, like was mentioned, and we're just right back at that type of work tomorrow.
Butch Thompson, after the 6-4 loss to Ole Miss yesterday in Game 1 for Auburn.
It basically came down to timely hitting, no question about it. Ole Miss had 2 2-run homers, and that's what they do. Utermark had one that's still not landed, probably, that went over the monster and completely out of the ballpark on a curveball. He did a great job of lifting that out of the ballpark, Jared Utermark. And then, of course, their 9-hole, and this is what it kind of takes. Reuter, their DH, had a 2-run homer as well. And again, that's 9-hole, but you got to have guys step up at key times. And Ole Miss got the key hits with runners in scoring position. They didn't get a great starting pitching performance. It was okay from their veteran Hunter Elliott. He only went 4 1/3. And gave up 6 hits and 2 earned runs. But he did get out of a couple of jams with key double play balls where it looked like Auburn was going to maybe take the lead or at least tie the score and get right back in it. And they were never out of the game, but they could just never get over the hump. And I think that's basically what, Butch Thompson was talking about. And then Ole Miss's bullpen was tremendous. Calhoun and Hooks, Hooks is the real deal. I saw him against Alabama. He's a true freshman lefty. He's about 6'5", 245. He has a great slider and fastball. He did give up a long homer last night, but that's the problem for Auburn. It was a solo homer to lead off the 9th inning, and then he shut the rest of the inning down. Even though Auburn hit 2 seeds off of him to right field, went with the fastball, and was able to get a couple pitches they could handle, but it was both of them. The right fielder basically didn't have to move. Yeah. And so that's baseball. It's tough luck. If those are in the gap, then it's a completely different deal. But both of them were outs, including the final out of the ball game. And Auburn got a break too. It looked like they had struck out to end the game. The umpire called it a foul tip and said that the catcher didn't catch it. That it bounced. And so they ended up giving him another pitch because Mike Bianco came out of the dugout and was irate. But the very next pitch, line out to right, and that's the ball game. And that's and it was a great job by Ole Miss of escaping with a win. And now they put more pressure on Auburn with their best guy, Rabe, going, who's been red hot. That's been their Saturday guy. So this will be a really interesting ball game starting at, I think, 4 o'clock this afternoon.
It's the second year in a row that Auburn has earned the opportunity to host a super regional. It's also the second year in a row that Auburn has dropped the opener in super regional play. They did it last year as well. So we'll see what Auburn has in store today. All right, let's get a break in. When we come back, we'll update you what's going on in Athens, Georgia, because the Georgia Bulldogs are clawing their way back into this one. We'll give you an update on that. And we'll start looking ahead to the rest of the super regionals. We've got the Lawrence Super Regional, the Austin Super Regional, and what will unfold tonight in Tuscaloosa. We'll fill you in when we return.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
This summer, we make HVAC history as Sensagreen Heating, Cooling, and Insulation celebrates our country's 250th birthday. Happy birthday, America! In honor of crossing the Delaware River and kicking Cornwallis out of Yorktown, Sensagreen now offers $1,776 off new HVAC systems. Give me liberty and a new HVAC smart system this summer at Sensagreen with Bryant. Whatever it takes, just like our founding fathers. USA! USA! USA!
Alabama license number 12705/52808.
We are a nation that has overcome.
we are no strangers to adversity. It's because we've been through challenging times and always come through more capable than before. We are strong, over 300 million strong, and together we're at our best. Join us for America's semi-quincentennial. That's right, 250 years in 2026. Visit America250.org.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
Hey folks, Arthur Seed, managing partner at University Kia, letting you know we are proud supporters of Alabama and Auburn football. Swing by University Kia today and check out our huge selections of brand new Kias, including the spacious Telluride 8-passenger SUV, the slick new K5, the sporty Kia Seltos. We've got perfect cars for every lifestyle and budget. Visit universitykia.com to view all our amazing offers and get pre-approved amenities, because we want to see you in a Kia. Roll Tide, War Eagle.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
A wise man once said, if you take care of old folks and children, everything in the middle will take care of itself.
Hi, I'm Danny Aldridge, lawyer in Alabama and Tennessee. In the next 20 years, the number of those folks over 65 years of age will more than double. In our golden years, the most important goal is to be treated with dignity and have control over doing what makes you grateful with those you love. At the Aldridge Law Firm and the Legal Town Center, we're dedicated to help you with these goals, and we'll be there when life throws you those inevitable curveballs. Let us assist you with your legal needs, whatever they may be or become. You may reach us by phone at 256-534-3188 or online with Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Just remember, we're here to help. Whether it's personal injury, wrongful death, fraud and cheat, or estate planning made complete, we're here to help.
The company is Eagle Masonry and Insulation, but did you know they're also Eagle Landscaping and Dirt Work? Eagle can take care of all your landscaping needs, including irrigation, sod work, and planting, both plants and trees. On the dirt work side, Eagle can grade and build your pads, haul dirt in or out, and even do erosion control. Philip Love and his team can do it all for you. The website is the same, insulatewitheagle.com, as is the phone number, 256-755-1556. Give them a call and see what Eagle can do for you. Eagle saves you time. Eagle saves you money.
Let's go. Batter up. We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game.
Man, so today's theme music for the show, all baseball-themed style music. Well, because, I mean, we are talking a lot of super regional baseball and all that kind of stuff, so it's like, you know, let's do it. Let's go all in. We mentioned things are unfolding in Athens, and right now Mississippi State put 6 runs up in the second inning. Yep. Put another one up there, and so they were up 7-0 going into the bottom of the 4th. Georgia, you said that. I mean, Georgia's bats though awfully hard to keep them quiet and keep them still.
The trees.
Yeah, and right now in the Athens regional. The Georgia Bulldogs have 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th. It is now a 7-5 ball game.
Whoa!
Yeah, Mississippi State trying to do their best to get out of this 4th inning, but Georgia has hit 1, 2 home runs in the 4th inning, but they have put up 5 runs.
Told you, it doesn't take much because Daniel Jackson, as we know, SEC Player of the Year, trying to win the Triple Crown in the league, Scott.
Yeah.
Only the 3rd time ever. He homers to get him on the board, and then back-to-back homers, are hit by Georgia as Lujo follows him up with a solo shot to make it 7-2. Then they had a sac fly to make it 7-3, and now they just doubled in 2 more. You just updated them.
The bottom of the order, the 9th hitter with 2 RBIs.
Think about that. Mississippi State gets a 6 spot, and now Georgia comes back with a 5. So basically, this is going to be one of those 17-15 type games, probably, especially this early in the day where the ball's going to fly. You just
short ballpark.
You're going to have to find somebody that can give you a couple of innings and get somebody out at the end of the game. But other than that, it's going to be drink if somebody hits it hard.
So I'm curious.
Grief. Wow.
I'm just curious. I wanted to see. I wanted to see Foley, because Foley Field.
It's a bandbox.
I did, and I wanted to see the dimensions, if I could, here for what Foley Field is. Surface field size. All right, it's 350 to left field, 370 to left center. It's 404 to center field, 365 to right center. And you want to know how far it is to the right field fence at Foley Field?
315.
314.
Oh, wow. Why 14?
I don't. Weird. I don't know. Maybe it means something. Because remember when we went for SEC Media Days and we got a tour of the ballpark, the new Texas Rangers ballpark, Globe Life Field, all of the outfield dimensions actually had a special meaning to them. They all mean something.
I remember that now when we had that tour.
So maybe 314 means something to the Georgia Bulldogs.
Well, right now it means something. Yeah. They put up a 5 spot and they right back in the ball game.
I noticed they don't have a dimension for 228.
Okay.
Second and 28.
Well, that's second 26.
Second and 26 or 226. Now I guess they don't have a 226 dimension.
They ain't gonna have something like a. Well, they might have it 226 feet to a bathroom.
There you go. That's Foley Field's dimensions there in Georgia. I was just curious to see what that was.
State is still ahead, but wow, what a response from Georgia to put up a 5 spot.
Yeah, top of the 5th now. So Mississippi State did get out of the bottom of the 4th, but they did give up 5. They did give up 5 to tighten the belts a little bit, 7-5. But you're right, though. I think this may be whoever gets to 10 first.
Or more. I mean, I'm just saying, we've already seen a bunch of those games. Think about Auburn winning in the elimination game against NC State. They get up 10-0, then they get up 17-7, and before you know it, they have to win 17-13.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, because NC State was raking, and that's when the first couple of days when Auburn's pitching was really struggling before everybody settled down.
I get this, and I get this because the NCAA. So when you host a super regional, you're the host of it, but there's a lot of things you can and cannot do as far as it cannot be like a true home game. You can't play certain music. You cannot play certain, like if you got team celebration stuff. You cannot use a lot of that stuff during these super regionals.
You can't do a lot of the promotions you do, and I went to Tuscaloosa last Sunday to see that the deciding game where Alabama clinched it, and they have when you walk through the front gate and you go to the left to the elevator, they have a team store where they try to sell. You can't sell one thing that just has Alabama on it. Basically, what they did, they took everything
NCAA out. Tournament.
They took everything out and they put all the NCAA stuff in it, and then they advertised that throughout the game. If you want an NCAA regional item, then you have to go buy it at the store.
Now, this is where I do not agree with the NCAA. There's a lot of things I agree with them on, and there are plenty of things I don't. But if you've earned the right, if you have earned the right to host a super regional, Alabama, Auburn, North Carolina, Troy, Kansas, Georgia, I do not think you should ever be the visiting team.
I agree with that.
Cal Poly now is the home team playing West Virginia in a West Virginia super regional game 2. I do not think that should be the case. If you've earned the right to host a super regional, you should be the home team no matter what.
Well, and they do it in the regionals as well because Alabama went 3-0. And yet they were the home team once, Scott, on the scoreboard, and it was game one where they won 21-3 against Alabama State.
Should not be the case.
And then they won game two over UC Upstate. They were the visiting team, and then when Oklahoma State came out of the losers bracket, Oklahoma State got final at that.
Yeah.
And I agree. I think that's stupid.
You're playing at home anyway. So what? I mean,
So what's the point of getting home field advantage?
Yes.
You have the crowd behind you, yes. You may have a bigger crowd, but you don't get a chance to get last at bat, which is really kind of stupid.
Yeah, I don't agree with the fact that you change it every other game. And if it's game 3, I get it. If it's game 3, you're at home. Game 1, you're at home. Okay, that's fine. But you should be the home team the whole entire time.
Yes.
There's no
Completely agree.
I mean, so tonight, Auburn, or here coming up in a little bit,
Auburn will be the
visiting team at Plainsman Park, taking on Ole Miss, even though Auburn earned the right to be at home. It just blows my mind. They do a lot of good things, but they do a lot of dumbassery things.
Yeah.
All right, we've got to get a break in. On the other side, David Kindred is with us. We'll get his thoughts on the Alabama Super Regional as they get ready to take on St. John's tonight at 8 o'clock. Late night first pitch in Tuscaloosa. Lights will be on bright. David Kindred's next.
At the Huntsville Sports Commission, we do sports. The Rocket City is your destination for world-class sports in North Alabama. The Huntsville Sports Commission brings elite tournaments, championships, and other exciting athletic events to our city. From youth leagues to national championships, we're driving tourism, boosting local business, and building a stronger, more active community. When you team up with us, we'll worry about the details so you don't have to. We do sports.
Hey, I'm Bobby White, and our employee pricing for everyone is in high gear right now at Lynn Layton Ford in Decatur. That's right, everyone in the Tennessee Valley can get our special Ford employee pricing on over 280 available new Fords. Save up to $15,000 off MSRP on remaining new 25 F-150s and up to $8,000 off MSRP on new 25 Broncos. With your good credit, you can save thousands with financing as low as 0% on select new models. And always remember, Lynn Layton Ford will never charge you any mysterious dock fee or some hidden markup. It's simple. You pay what we pay on 280 new Fords. That's right, $15,000 off MSRP on new 25 F-150s, $8,000 off MSRP on new 25 Broncos, or lock in 0% financing on select new models. Come see us at Lynn Layton Ford, right in the heart of Ford country, just a mile south of the Beltline in Decatur, or online anytime at lynnlaytonford.com.
The ultimate golf experience is waiting for you at the Golfus. For a limited time, you can get an unlimited membership for only $99 a month. Hit balls on the range, play any of our 2,000 golf courses, have a graduation party, or host a corporate event. For all the details, go to thegolfus.com. We have 2 locations in Huntsville and a location soon coming to Hughes Road in Madison. That's thegolfus.com.
Tom Abraham here for my longtime friend Mike Owen of Owen Home Appliance. You know, Mike has over 25 years experience in the appliance industry, and since 2017, Owen Home Appliance has served customers in the Tennessee Valley with a focus on quality products, affordable prices, and excellent customer service. Owen Home Appliance prides themselves on community involvement as well, sponsoring local teams and events while making sure that you get the right appliance at the right price. Visit their highly interactive showroom in Lacey Springs, just 8 miles south of the river on 231.
Talkin Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN The Zone.
Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing. Swing, batter, batter, swing, batter, batter, swing.
Welcome back in Talking Ball. We're live this morning from University Kia, right along University Drive. You can get a hold of them if you would like, 256-715-3916. You can go online as well, universitykia.com. Don't forget, barbecue and big deals summer sales event going on right now here at University Kia. Coming up later tonight, Alabama and St. John's will meet for only the second time when the two teams begin their super regional in Tuscaloosa. The other lone previous pairing between the two programs took place all the way back in 1991 in the NCAA Atlantic Regional in Tallahassee when Alabama topped the Red Storm 5-2 on May 24th, 1991.
And that was Coach Barry Schallenberger, who was still there. They lost to Florida State in a very narrow final in that Atlantic Regional. And I believe they were the Red Men back then. Now they're the Red Storm.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a run that was. And Alabama nearly reached Omaha that year because there was no super regionals, as you know, Scott. Super regionals weren't around until 99. So if you won the 8-team regional, it was an 8-team regional.
Yeah, it was a little bit different then.
Yeah, you would move on to Omaha, but Alabama lost a narrow final to Florida State. But hopefully they're going to be moving on to Omaha after this weekend. And who better to help us but the Crimson Tide Network analyst for the Alabama baseball program. He'll be on the call today at 8 o'clock tonight with Roger Hoover, and he's been kind enough to join us on this Saturday morning for this special show over here at University Kia, and that is David Kindred, and he's with us on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. David, it's a great day for college baseball. You're with Drew and Scott. Good morning, man.
Good morning, Drew and Scott. It is a absolute great day if you're a college baseball fan. You had some games going on last night, and everybody is going to play today, and some teams are going to possibly punch their tickets today.
Yeah, that's right. Well, we're keeping an eye. I know we got to talk Alabama and St. John's, but we're keeping an eye on this Mississippi State-Georgia game.
Crazy.
And, we have 13 runs scored. 13 runs scored, and we're in the bottom of the fifth. Mississippi State up 7-5.
Yeah, that's one of my old roommates from college, Brock Bennett, the third base coach for Georgia, and not short of waving those guys around third. And it's the meeting of the dogs. So, again, the Georgia Dogs trying to get over that hump to get to Omaha have had some tremendous teams the last couple of years in Coach Wes Johnson, but have not been able to get over the hump. So this is a big series for them and the entire program.
It really is, man. And, Mississippi State put a 6th spot up and then scored a run in the 4th. They were up 7-0, but then the Dogs come back feeding the trees, as they like to call it, with a couple of bombs, and they put a 5 spot up in the bottom of the 4th. So now, as Scott's saying, bottom of the 5th right now, 7-5, 12 runs already on the board. But we'll see what happens tonight in Tuscaloosa. We certainly hope Alabama gets off to the kind of hot start Mississippi State did, because game ones are so important in these 3-game super regionals, David. And really interesting matchup with St. John's, as Scott just said. The only other meeting was in 91 in the Atlantic Regional in Tallahassee, 5-2 Alabama win. This is a scrappy St. John's team that really nobody had coming out of Tallahassee, but a quality opponent. And as I've told some folks, you can't when you get to this point, everybody's good. You got to be ready to roll. But a golden opportunity for Alabama starting tonight with Tyler Fay on the bump.
You're exactly right. And, leading up to this, the Big East tournament winners swept through their own conference tournament. They go to Tallahassee as the 4 seed and not only win it in dominating fashion, did not lose a game and beat Florida State twice. And what's really unique, I watched a little bit of that series and wasn't specifically watching St. John's at that time, but every one of those games that they won, this is pretty amazing. They were behind in every single game, had to come back. They were down 5 runs to Northern Illinois in that game. And to your point, I love talking RPI. I love talking all the stats and all that. But y'all mentioned it. At this point, you deserve to be there. And Coach Rob Vaughn said it so many times, and he said it when they began the regional with Alabama State. We're going to respect our opponent. We can't get too caught up in what the next stop is, who we're playing, what they're ranked. All they know is staying present in the moment. They did that against Alabama State. They did it against USC Upstate, and a phenomenal game for all those that watched and listened to it. Roger Hoover on the radio call Sunday night. Man, it was a back and forth game, and I've been a part of so many of those games in my career. And don't get me wrong, as a coach, you love to win a game by 10 runs, but sometimes you have those back and forth affairs. And it was a 1-run game where Oklahoma State took the lead in the 8th, Alabama playing as the visitors that game, and then find a way to get the big Brady Neal home run to put them over the top. And then the Hagan Banks, who's been with the program, the closer for Alabama, he's been with Alabama since 2023 when they first hosted the regional. To see him go 3 innings, 69 pitches, and shut the door against a really good Oklahoma State offense is just one of those things that kind of propels you and gives you that belief as a unit that you deserve to be here and the confidence to know that this is all right in front of you.
Yeah, and there's a lot of guys, Tyler Fay, we mentioned will start tonight, but, I mean, Brady Neal, do you use the word consistent? Is that the word to use when you talk about Brady Neal, just consistent?
I would say it seems this Alabama offense at times, if you look at them, their average-wise is hovering around that 260 as a team. Yeah. It's not anything that's going to blow you off the page from a stat perspective offensively, but this team seems to get the hit, seems to deliver when it counts. So you can call it consistency if you want to. I call it just showing up at the right time, and this team is playing baseball at the right time, and an exciting brand of baseball. And a lot y'all talked about leading up to the last time St. John's and Alabama played, but a lot is at stake for Alabama. And obviously, we know they win the series, you go to Omaha, but you got to stay in the present. Think about this from an Alabama perspective. And I witnessed this as a kid that grew up in Tuscaloosa. I was a part of those teams in the late 90s and early 2000s as a 10, 11, 12-year-old, and to see the juice that the Joe had then, where Coach Jim Wells had it rolling. The Tide has not punched its ticket to Omaha since 1999. They have not won a super regional since 1999. That's just mind-blowing there for a second. All the success that Alabama's had over the years. It's been 27 years. Tide has not hosted a super regional since 2006 when we got to interview Alex Avila, who went on to have a 13-year MLB career. And I asked him during that interview during the game, I said, what was the most exciting point about that super regional? He said, the way that the fans showed up. He said, I hit a home run there, and I've been a part of some MLB wins and MLB home runs, but there was not the juice and the excitement in that series was serious. So, and I think that's what's on the line for Alabama and staying in the present and knowing, obviously, punch a ticket to go to Omaha. But there's a lot at stake, and a lot of these guys like Brady Neal, Bryce Fowler, Tyler Fay, Hagan Banks, a lot of these guys, this is going to be the last time they play on the field, so why not go out and stop?
Yeah, I would agree. And then Brady Neal, what he did last week, he and John Lim really nothing short of amazing. You reflect your head coach and you know how you play, and they're gritty, grimy, and gutty. I mean, Lim broke a finger, so he's not going to be able to catch, but he still was DHing. He had 2 big base hits from the DH spot in that deciding Game 3. Neal dislocates his thumb. Coach tells us that after the game. He pops it back in place. He comes back out. He guns a guy at second base shortly thereafter, which was huge to keep them out of scoring position. And then we all know what he did in the 11th inning. He ends up taking the ball out and hitting a 3-run homer, setting up Hagan Banks to get the win. These guys, and then Hagan, I'll give him credit. He had not pitched in over 2 weeks. And to be able to go out and do what he did from the 9th and finish the game with and give him 3 innings, I just thought it epitomized what this team's about.
Yeah, and Alabama was in the driver's seat in that regional and obviously wanted to win that game, but they had the benefit of knowing, hey, if we didn't get this game, we could go tomorrow. But Coach Vaughn went full send on it, and I'm listening and watching. I'm going, oh, my gosh, you're really putting one of your closer on the line when you know that you have a game tomorrow, and that's just what Coach Vaughn was. And I think that those players saw that and felt that. It's like, hey, here's the moment. We can't let another team get the advantage on us by, a team that wins the if necessary game usually has the momentum going into the next game.
Right.
But Alabama found a way, like you talked about, Hagan Banks coming in, the Brady Neal throwing the guy out at second base, then getting a big hit. But there's a lot of things that leading up to that really got Brady Neal to that point for the 3-run homers. The Peyton Steele, the North Alabama guy, legging out an infield single, and then Justin LeBron legging out another infield single right behind him that really led to that 3-run home run. So a lot of moving pieces, and this team is playing a really good brand of baseball. I talked about, from an SEC perspective, which SEC is behind us, but the SEC statistics are real. Their batting average was 15th, team collectively 15th out of 16th. But this regional, it seemed like the bats came alive. They had the confidence. They hit 9 home runs in the regional, and they're going to need to do that again today. I talked shed light on this St. John's team. They're not going to be afraid of the moment. It's kind of it's their moment, the feeling like you can call them Cinderella or not. But like I said, they're not. If they get down 3 or 4 runs in this first or second inning, I'm just playing this scenario out. Like I said, they've come from behind and won games on the road, so they're not going to be overwhelmed in this situation. This Coach Rob Vaughn talked about. It's a bunch of gritty guys. They call themselves the team of New York. 20 New Yorkers on this club, and so Coach Hanson's got these guys playing some really good baseball too.
David Kindred joining us now on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline. You'll be able to hear him tonight on 97.7 ESPN The Zone, along with Roger Hoover, as Alabama and St. John's get underway tonight at 8 o'clock in the Super Regional. And David, stay with St. John's here for a second. When you look at their stats, you look at their paper, you look at everything on paper, what stands out the most to you from this St. John's baseball team?
Well, I have to go to what Coach Rob Vaughn, and so for all those that are listening here, I'm gonna speak directly from the head coach. What he told me is this is a group of guys mentally, like I said, that are riding an 8-game winning streak. They believe that they deserve to be here, but statistically on paper, there's nothing pitching wise. He just said the guy that's going for him tonight, Liam O'Leary, is their first team all conference. 3 complete games. That's pretty remarkable in this day and age of pitching. 3 complete game wins, and really sets the tone for this rotation. But it's going to be 89, 91, 92 miles an hour with pitchability. It's nothing from a stuff perspective is going to blow you away from any of those pitchers. But they just find a way to get ground balls, get out of innings. Offensively, it's a team that really wants to kill you with one run an inning. It's not a team that's really going to give you 4 crooked number an inning. Now, they got a guy in Adam Agreste, 19 home runs, 54 RBIs, but everybody else is really really fast, small ball type of team. They love to steal the bases. John LeGrand, the leadoff center fielder for them, 27 stolen bases, but a team that can really move the ball. And again, I think at this point, what I would say from what I've seen from St. John's is they don't shoot themselves in the foot. They don't make errors. They don't, when they have the opportunities to get run, they usually cash in. So that, again, doesn't sound sexy on paper, but that's what ultimately wins games and why you see other 4 seeds that are now on the verge of going to Omaha is because they play collectively well as a team. It's not a bunch of guys that are made up of a bunch of really good players. It's the best teams are starting to beat some of these really good individual assembled players. It's a lot different.
Absolutely. This is David Kindred, former Crimson Tide baseball player who will be on the call with Roger Hoover as he is the color analyst for the Crimson Tide Sports Network, UACTSN, as they will be on the call live from the Joe tonight, as it'll be an 8 o'clock first pitch, Alabama and St. John's, for a chance to go to Omaha. First time for Alabama would be since 99. And David brought up a great point. They haven't won a super regional since the first year in 99. They had that, and they beat a really good LSU team, if I remember correctly, 2-0. They swept them through 2 games and really were impressive. They want that kind of performance tonight. And I think one of the big keys, David, I thought Justin LeBron was dynamic throughout the regional. He was my second choice for MVP behind Brady Neal. But I thought Justin looked outstanding. They need him to be dynamic and be disruptive on the base pass and to play the kind of defense we saw them play in that series against Ole Miss, because they had one bad game defensively, still found a way to win against UC Upstate, but I don't think you can do that in a super regional.
I think the time of postseason play and it's a time to reset as an individual and as a player has been one of the best things for Justin LeBron. All the stuff that the accolades, the possible, where the discussion of where he's going to get drafted in the first round, all the hype. And then once you get into postseason play and then see that it's something bigger than yourself and Justin LeBron has risen to the occasion. You're exactly right. It would have been a coin flip between him or Brady Neal for the regional MVP. Every single game he's put together, really good at bat. He's been offensive. He's hit some home runs. And he's also he's impacting the game in different ways. I talked about legging out that infield hit to prolong the inning to get to Brady Neal for the 3-run homer. Those are all the small things that add up, and I think this postseason has been a good reset for Justin LeBron and playing some really good baseball, because at the end of the day, nobody really cares what your regular season average was, all the stats. But, if you're a real Alabama fan and you're going to come out and watch this team, a lot of people are going to come out and watch the Tide tonight that have never physically seen them in person, and that's really all that matters. And for Justin LeBron playing some really good baseball right now, seeing a greater vision of what's on the cusp for Alabama baseball, that's what's really special. I think he's really embracing that, and this team collectively is all pulling in unison. And you watch it on TV, you can just tell these guys are seizing the moment. Coach Rob Vaughn said that they're actively present, and how I interpret that is each and every game, you're not focusing on, well, hey, what if we do this? Well, hey, we're playing St. John's, we can get over the hump and get to Omaha. No, this is a big moment at your house for a lot of different reasons. And this can really propel your fan base in where they can see that, hey, this is a team of winners. The city of Tuscaloosa and the state of Alabama gets behind, and they rally behind winners. And that's what Alabama baseball has an opportunity to do this weekend.
Yeah, well, really give us a couple keys for the game tonight.
Mm-hmm. Sure, and it's not any different than when I've been on your show the last couple of weeks. It's all the hanging your hat on the starting pitching. It's going to be Tyler Fay going tonight. One of the this probably be his will absolutely be his last start as a Crimson Tide member. Last time starting at the Joe. They need another good start from him. Hopefully, he can put up a couple of zeros to give the offense a couple of opportunities to get rocking in momentum. But like I said, this St. John's team is not going to go away. They're a pesky group. Let's just say Alabama gets up 3 or 4 runs and maybe the 3rd or 4th inning. As an offense, you have to stay on it. You have to keep applying the pressure like they did against Oklahoma State, because this St. John's team is going to put something together. They're playing some good baseball, but it really comes down to pitching. And what makes me feel a whole lot better before we spoke before the regional, the offense is playing really well, and they have to punch. You're going to find which team punches their opportunities when there's scoring opportunities, runner at third base with less than 2 outs. These smaller moments when you're able to get a run or able to help yourself to get out of those jams. So, again, can Alabama minimize it, making errors, and get a long start out of Tyler Fay? I always feel like when Tyler Fay outlasts the other starter, Alabama's usually going to win the game, and they need that tonight.
Absolutely. Well, have a great call, David. We appreciate your time here on this Saturday morning here at University Kia. We're so looking forward to the call we'll be carrying here on 97.7 The Zone as Alabama tries to open Super Regional play with a win and take one more step toward getting back to Omaha for the first time since 1999. Huge opportunity for Rob Vaughn in year 3. Really appreciate it, David, and have a great call.
Thank you, guys. Y'all have a good one.
All right, let's get a break in, wrap up hour 1 of a 2-hour show. Not 3 today, 2 hours. All right.
.365 24/7. You'll find road and utility crews, tow truck, law enforcement, and first responders working along Alabama's roadway.
We're making improvements and helping our communities stay connected.
We're working hard to make sure you're safe on the road. Now we need your help to make sure we're safe too.
Alabama's move over law requires you to move over a lane when you see flashing lights on the roadside. And if you can't safely move over, please slow down.
Visit DriveSafeAlabama.org, brought to you by the Alabama Department of Transportation, Alabama Broadcasters Association, and this station.
My caretaker was very rough with me. I thought they did it because I wasn't moving fast enough.
Elder abuse is a crime, and together we can stop it. If you or someone you know has been abused, neglected, or exploited, call the Adult Abuse Hotline at 1-800-458-7214. That's 1-800-458-7214. Sponsored by the Alabama Department of Human Resources, the Department of Justice, ADECA grant number 18VA-VS050, the ABA, and this station.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing,
and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Hi, my name is Dan Aldridge. I'm here to let you know about the Aldridge Law Firm and the soon-to-be-announced Legal Town Center. I've been practicing law in Alabama since 1984, and I also practice in Tennessee. And I'm from North Alabama, and I'm here to represent you and take care of your legal needs. For many of us, hiring an attorney is not high on the priority list, and maybe a little scary. But it's something that we all need at some point. So by all means, do your homework. And if you need representation for car accident, wrongful death, medical malpractice, nursing home abuse, or estate planning, or any other matter, just give us a call at 256-534-3188. And you can email me at Dan, that is Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. Dan at danaldridgelaw.com. God bless America.
No representation is made that the quality of legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
I'm Bill Crawford, the host of The Point with Bill Crawford. Tune us in Monday through Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. on Talk Radio WZZN.
And his real name is Larry, but he don't like that. So you better call him Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones. He's a switch-hitting son of a gun. Chipper Jones. Blowing bubbles and hitting home. Chipper Jones. He's Atlanta's favorite son. Everybody loves Chipper Jones. When the bases are loaded in the bottom of the ninth, Chipper comes through in a pinch. They play Crazy Train and the fans go wild when he comes off of the bench. Back left or righty, the boy's out of sighty when he gets into the zone. He's got a bull tattoo and a Fu Manchu. Oh, you gotta love Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones, he's a switch-hitting son of a gun. Chipper Jones, blowing bubbles and hitting home.
Chipper Jones. I've never heard that one. Have you heard that one before?
No, but I have heard that Mississippi State's choking. As they're feeding the trees at a record rate, the dogs hit their third bomb, and now those dogs in red and black lead 9-7 and are still batting in the bottom of the fifth at last report. 9 straight, Scott. It was 7-0. Now it's 9-7, red and black.
Both teams have now changed their starting pitcher. Starting pitcher
think?
Long. Well, Georgia's went 5 innings. Georgia's starting pitcher actually went. But here's the thing. The way this one unfolded, if you're Mississippi State, you got to be thinking, great, maybe we can get to their starter, Valeccho, get him out of the ball game after scoring 6 in the top of the second, but Georgia stays with him, and he ends up going 5 innings because you get a 9-7 lead.
Yep.
And Mississippi State,
How about that? You qualify for a win, but you gave up 7.
Yeah. Well, you end up going 4 1/3 innings. You give your team gives you a 7-0 lead, and you end up only going 4 1/3 innings, giving up 8 hits, 7 runs,
Horrendous.
7 of those earned. You strike out 4 and give up 3 home runs. So, I mean, what a change of events there in Athens, Georgia, on top of Mississippi State 9-7. It is
And he's been red hot for Mississippi State. He's thrown the ball well. He threw the ball really well on the regional. He didn't have it today, and so he's already out of the ball game. And then
West Virginia is on top of Cal Poly right now in the top of the second, 5-1. Again, a West Virginia win there. They move on. It is high noon. We are approaching Auburn and Ole Miss. That one will get underway at 4 o'clock. 1 o'clock, North Carolina, USC. 2 o'clock, Troy and Little Rock. Brad Logan will recap Ole Miss's win last night over the Auburn Tigers and what to expect from Ole Miss in Game 2 of that series. Brad Logan dials in next.
Since 1986, Full Moon Barbecue has been cooking quality meats low and slow over a hickory wood-fired pit. From ribs and wings, brisket, turkey, catfish, and sausage to the best butts in town. If you're planning a holiday or a birthday party, Full Moon has a large banquet room. And Full Moon is ready for your next catering or tailgate. Just call us and we'll take care of everything. 256-713-0070. Full Moon Barbecue on the Parkway next to Costco. The best little pork house in Alabama. These days, saving time is important, and saving money is even more so. That's where Eagle Masonry and Insulation comes in. Over the years, Eagle has expanded their services to meet the needs of folks like you in our area. If you need masonry, brick, stone, or block work, Eagle should be your first call. They can even help if your property needs grading, erosion control, and Eagle can handle dirt haul-off. Call Eagle Masonry and Insulation today at 256-755-1556. Eagle saves you time, and Eagle saves you money.
WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. WZZN, Union Grove, Huntsville, Alabama. 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Ed Benkin. We've got baseball coming up here on ESPN Radio. Will be the Giants taking on the Cubs at Wrigley Field in Game 2 of their weekend series. Yesterday, San Francisco played at 18 runs to open the series with a victory. Our coverage on ESPN Radio will get underway at the bottom of the hour. Also in baseball, the Tigers and Mariners are about to get underway in Detroit. The Tigers will be going for their 5th win in a row. Later tonight, it will be Game 3 of the Stanley Cup Finals from Vegas. The Golden Knights and Hurricanes are tied at 1 game apiece after Carolina took Game 2 at home in overtime. Vegas coach John Tortorella did not give an update on the status of Braden McNabb. The defenseman took a puck to the face in Game 2, and ESPN analyst Eric Johnson talked about the importance of having McNabb in the lineup.
Yeah, so the biggest thing for me with Braden McNabb is he's so good defensively, but he adds that element of physicality that when you're an opposing forward on the ice against him, you know when he's out there. You're constantly checking your shoulder because he's a big hitter.
Game 3 will get underway just after 8 Eastern on ABC. Tampa Bay goaltender Andrei Vasilevsky has won the Vezina Trophy. Vasilevsky recorded 39 wins in 58 starts. The NBA Finals resume Monday on ESPN Radio and ABC, with the Knicks now holding a 2-0 lead heading back to New York over the Spurs. The College World Series continues with action of the Super Regionals on ESPN. Game 1 of the 6, Georgia leading Mississippi State 9-8 after Mississippi State took a 7-0 lead. On ESPN2, Game 2 in the second, West Virginia trying to win its second straight over Cal Poly, up 5-1. In tennis, Mira Andreeva has won the French Open in straight sets.
Hey, it's Michelle Smallman, and coming up Monday, the biggest event in the world kicks off this week. The World Cup is finally here, and we'll get you ready for all of it on Unsportsmanlike, 6 a.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN Radio, ESPN2, and ESPNU.
.97.7 ESPN, The Zone. Welcome to Talkin Ball with Scott Theisen and Drew DeArmond. Call into the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline now, 256-576-4977. That's 256-576-4977. Now, here's Scott and Drew.
It is hour 2 of Talking Ball, 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. We are live from University Kia along University Drive. And I tell you, cars keep coming in, cars keep going out, cars keep coming in, cars keep going out. That is almost summing up what is going on in Athens, Georgia right now.
Should we start telling them, honk if you hit a homer?
They used to have a gong here.
Yeah, they did.
Before they redid the place, they used to have a gong. And every time a car would be sold, you would just go up there and you would doing.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, when we said goodbye to hour number 1, we said Georgia was on top of Mississippi State 9-7. That was what we said to end hour number 1. And we ended hour number 1 around 56, around 11:56. We went to break. It's 12:03, and we are back. And it is now 9-9, Georgia, Mississippi State, and is in the top of the 6th.
Yeah.
I mean, Georgia has hit 3 home runs. Mississippi State has hit 4 home runs.
7 bombs already.
Yeah, so that is what
Athens.
you have going on in Athens. Last night, down on the Plains in front of a record crowd of over 10,000. Keep in mind, we said Plainsman Park can only seat around 4,000.
No, they've expanded it, but it can, it can seat more, and they brought in extra seats, but They've recently remodeled Plainsman Park. It got done last year, so it can hold it. Now, you're right. It used to hold 4,000 people, but it can. The new capacity is larger now. But
6,300. My bad.
Yeah,
6,300.
But there was announced over 10.5 last night. I mean,
where are they putting them all?
I don't know. They bringing in extra bleachers. They got standing room only tickets. They got berms. They got it. But I can tell you what, they could not beat the Ole Miss Rebels last night. Rebels get their 40th win of the year, and they're 1 win away from returning to Omaha for the first time since they won it all in 2022. And we're going to talk to one of our favorite guys, and of course he's with the Logan Media Network, also contributes to the Ole Miss Spirit, part of On 3 and Rivals, and he's been kind enough to join us this afternoon. Now we are in the afternoon portion of the show over at University Kia here on University Drive this morning. We're going to talk to our good friend Brad Logan. Brad, great win for the Rebels last night. How are you this afternoon?
I'm doing well, and this is not a Sands account for Hitchcock Park and Plainsman Park or Hitchcock Field.
Yeah,
one of the coolest venues I've ever been to, and I've never been before. And it was absolutely beautiful. And you're wondering where all the people were. They're literally, if you could breathe, you're standing there. I mean, it was funny. I was walking around the stadium and overheard a guy say, "My gosh, this place is completely sold out." And there were people standing on the fence, standing on the concourse there, backs against the wall behind home plate. And they said, yeah, even the standing room only sold out because everybody had their own little spots they were standing. So it was an incredible environment. Auburn should be commended. It was a ball game to which that Ole Miss kind of got out to a lead. Yes. And it just never felt like Auburn was going to make a punch. Auburn made a punch there in the bottom of the ninth, but Ole Miss did a great job of getting out of it. Walker Hooks came in and sealed the deal. And this team is just a little different. And this Ole Miss team is one that has seen some highs and seen some lows, but it never really felt like it was in trouble last night. And that's no shot at Auburn by any stretch. It's just this Ole Miss team is just playing at a different level right now. And when you're getting hit by Colin Reuter, defensive your DH, and Braden Randall out of Texas is just kind of been shuffled around because he's seeing the baseball like a beach ball right now. He's just hitting everything. They put him in left field. Guys, he hadn't played left field since 14U.
Yeah, we heard that last night. Wow.
And so, we asked Mike, he kind of shook his head when we asked him. And, and I'm kind of speaking for him, but he's like, we've got to get him on the field. It's somewhere. So we don't have to burn him as a DH, but we need Colin Reuter to come in for lefties because he's so good swinging from the right side of the plate. And the good news is the numbers are obviously very, very skewed to the team that wins game one. And so you win game one, you kind of roll the dice. Ole Miss is going with Taylor Rabe today, probably their best pitcher. And it's an opportunity for Ole Miss to punch their ticket to Omaha for the first time since 2022.
And has Utermark's home run landed yet?
I jokingly said, we asked Judd postgame about that. And he said, I love playing at Auburn. I love playing with that green monster in left field because it gives you something to see. It gives you something to shoot for. And he said, he didn't say it, but it was almost like a Top Golf situation to where you kind of have targets you're trying to hit. It was like he was having target practice to see if he could hit one over the wall. I did notice he was a little more enthusiastic than he normally is whenever he hit the home run, but it was a towering shot. Oh. And I encourage you to watch today. Watch Judd Udemark's 2-strike swing. It's almost like he swings harder with 2 strikes than he does. There is no choking up with Judd Udemark, and he's just one component of this team. That they do hit the long ball a lot, but really the one reason I think they've won a lot more games is they've taken the walks, they've got runners in scoring positions, and they're getting 2-out hits. And that's one thing they did last night is they got a lot of 2-out hits. Butch Thompson made reference to, look, they showed up in the big situations and we didn't. They had essentially the same number of hits as we had, but when the game was on the line and 2 outs and runners at second, runners at third, they got the big hit, and that's why Ole Miss won last night.
Yeah. How were they able to keep Auburn off balance? I mean, how were they able, pitching-wise, to keep them 2 for 9 with runners in scoring position last night?
Well, Scott, one thing is Hunter didn't have his best game in the world, but when the chips were down, he pitched it really well. He had his locations. He's got Austin Fawley, who I think is the best defensive catcher in the college game, and when Hunter hits his spots, he's really good. He left some balls up, and they barreled a couple up. The park did keep them in, but I think in large part Hudson Calhoun pitched one of the best games of the year for me. I mean, he really located well. I thought the scouting report by Joel Mangrum was really good. Butch is as good as they come when it comes to scouting reports. They played Tristan Becerra so well. Their shortstop, I think, played right center, if you will, and they threw 2 balls out that Tristan hit perfectly, and that's just really good coaching by Butch Thompson. But in the other dugout, I really felt like Ole Miss and really, really pitched it well. The decision-making process by Mangrum and Mike Bianco about how they're going to use Hudson Calhoun, how quick they pulled Hudson to not necessarily have him available for Game 3, but how it was available for him to be able to bring in Walker Hooks and to close it out. I just thought the way that they handled and managed their pitching last night really told the tape for how they limited Auburn at the plate.
Well, and I'll give Hooks credit for another thing, too, because I was watching other regionals last week, and flatly, I thought Virginia Tech's pitching just choked against UCLA. Yeah. Those guys, both of them looked scared to death. They gave up back-to-back homers and then got walked off. But Hooks, he gave up a long homer, to lead off the ninth, but it didn't change his demeanor at all, and he made some big pitches. I thought he struck the guy out to end the game. I didn't blame Coach B for coming out to complain. I mean, I thought, what is this? But luckily, he didn't. It didn't faze him either. He made a nice pitch, and then of course, in baseball, you have to be fortunate sometimes too. Hit the ball hard, but you hit it right at somebody, and Ole Miss gets the dub. And I really just thought Ole Miss was, I thought they handled the big moments the best last night.
That's exactly what Butch Thompson said. I mean, when the lights were bright, Ole Miss stepped up to the plate, and we saw them really do the same thing at the Lincoln Regional against Nebraska in the 6th inning. And that, if Ole Miss makes it to Omaha and they make a run or whatever, when you have me on the show, and whether we're talking about football or baseball, I'm going to say there are key moments in any athletic department. And I think the 6th inning when Ole Miss beat Nebraska the other night, when Taylor Reid, if you remember, he couldn't hear very well, so he takes the monitor thing the device out of his hat, and he puts it up to his ear, and he's listening to the pitches, and it just doesn't faze him. I mean, it's 8,500 going absolutely nuts in Lincoln, and he proceeds to strike the guy out. So I think there are moments in life to where you look back on seasons, and to me, that 6th inning in Nebraska, I really lean into that. The 5th and the 6th inning last night were key for Ole Miss offensively. They scored 4 runs. They truly were manufactured runs. They weren't long ball runs for the most part. And I really felt like that Ole Miss, we've said it, you said it, everybody's kind of said it when the lights were bright. I mean, and here's the thing, I didn't anticipate a very good Ole Miss crowd because, they did such a good job.
A good contingent.
They did. Yeah. They really did. And they had many more fans than I thought. And I talked to one of the dads last night after the game, and he says, to Auburn's credit, they put the fans of Ole Miss opposite of the Ole Miss dugout. I don't know if that was intentional or whatever, but he says, but what that allowed the players to do is to come out. They could see that collection of about 500 to 800 Ole Miss fans going nuts, and that meant a lot to the players, and they really felt like that was a motivating factor whenever that 10,000 strong went nuts. Ole Miss had their 500-600 going crazy up there screaming hotty-toddy, and they were loud, and I think that was a big part of the game.
big key for tonight, Brad? How does Ole Miss kind of bottle up what they did in Game 1 and use it in Game 2?
I don't think they have to do anything crazy at the plate. Manufacture runs. I was talking last night, 5-6 runs. If you manufacture that and you pitch it incredibly well, you should win the baseball game. Taylor Rabe is their best arm. He is a very high draft pick, and I think he's going to go tonight. I think he's going to go 6 or 7. If they can get 6, 7 innings out of Taylor Rabe, only limiting maybe 3 runs, then you've got J.P. Robertson coming out of the pen, who was fantastic in the Nebraska Regional, and you've also got Will Libbert, who's really come on over the last couple of weeks. Libbert could come close for you. But, it's all hands on deck at this point. You don't want to get the third game. I'll be honest with you guys. I've said that all along. If Ole Miss wins this regional, they win it in 2. I don't think they get to the third. If they get to the third game, I think it definitely favors Auburn because of Auburn's pitching. Auburn's pitching is, I think, in large part better than Ole Miss's as a collective group. But if you look at the top 3 or 4 pitchers, I think Ole Miss has a little bit of an edge. That's why you want to keep it in 2 games.
Yeah, and like you said, it's going to be another great atmosphere. But, we also said this, too. I mean, I know last time you joined us, they want to have super regionals and super regionals at Swayze Field. It's a great home field advantage for Ole Miss. But it's kind of funny how lately, especially with winning in how they won the national championship and now trying to do this again in the regionals and supers, that Coach Bianco's teams almost seem to play better on the road.
It's so weird. It's almost like you were listening to us last night, Drew, because I said that Ole Miss in 14 had to go through Lafayette, Louisiana. Then in 22, they had to go through Hattiesburg, including in that Hattiesburg regional was that incredible run that Ole Miss was able to make through Miami and through Arizona. I mean, there's been so many years that Ole Miss has had to go on the road and to make it to Omaha. And so, this year it's funny. They had to go through Lincoln, Nebraska. Now they're having to go through Auburn, one of the most difficult places to play in the conference. And, I said all along, it's terrible for the economy that Ole Miss is not hosting regionals and super regionals. But I don't know that Ole Miss is better suited to play on the road. And I don't know if it's a chip that they have. And, I didn't post this last night because I felt like it would be a shot towards Auburn, and I don't think it was intended that way. But Braden Randall, was asked about the environment, how crazy it was. He says, man, it's just. I mean, it really doesn't matter where we play, we don't pay attention to that. And I'm kind of paraphrasing, but this stuff just doesn't bother them. In fact, it kind of fuels them. When big teams kind of choke under pressure, I think this stuff kind of fuels Ole Miss. So I think they kind of lean into that playing on the road. I think there's a lot of truth to that.
No doubt. Well, in your mind, I know you've already talked about Rabe being a huge factor. He's thrown like a first rounder certainly the last month and a half or so. Him going deep in the game is key. What offensively? What's the key for Ole Miss tonight against Petrovic?
Well, Ole Miss has really done well in right field, and Tristan Bissetta has been barreling the ball up, but they have played him perfectly. He has got to be able to go with that baseball and go the other direction. We've seen Will Furnace, the first baseman, do that. Go with the ball, punching it kind of up the middle. Instead of trying to pull everything. I'll be interested to see how many breaking pitches Jody Unmark gets tonight. I'll be interested to see that. But I think the key for me is, can they stop Braden Randall? Braden's probably going to start out right field, may move to left field. Mike said last night the reason he moves him is Tristan Bissetta is used to playing in the sun at Swayze, because Swayze, the sun, is in right field. Here the sun is in left field. So we very well could see them two swap. Really interested to see if Will Furnace can kind of get it going offensively. But, Tristan Bissetta, I think he could be a name to watch tonight. He's been barreling it up, but he's been hitting it right at people. He could be big tonight.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you, Brad. You're always generous with your time. Great insight. It's going to be a great atmosphere at 4 o'clock over at Plainsman's Park as the Rebels try to get to Omaha for the first time since 2022 under the great Mike Bianco. But enjoy the game, man. We look forward to your post-game reactions. But hopefully it'll be a good night for the Rebels. We'll see. But we appreciate the time. Let everybody know how to follow you.
Absolutely. We're over at the Talk of Champions on YouTube, the Ole Miss Spirit. That's omspirit.com, and an affiliate of On3. You can follow all of our work on our Twitter feed at Brad Logan TOC.
Thank you, man.
Thank you.
All right, Brad Logan, kind enough to spend some time with us on a Saturday. And while we were in that conversation, guess what? Another run was scored in the Georgia-Mississippi State.
Was it a homer?
Well, whatever it was enough to give Georgia a 10-9 lead. I said that whoever got to 10 first would win this ball game. It may be whoever gets to 15.
I was more 17 to 15.
Anyway, we'll fill you in on all the details. You know what? We'll even slip in some NBA Finals conversation. Why not? Just got to mention it. It's Talking Ball live from University Kia along University Drive on this beautiful Saturday.
Log on today, 977ESPN.com.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That you scheduled your wedding and even your child's birth around your school's game? Of course. But it means more than that. It means you're home to hundreds of Fulbright, Truman, Goldwater, and Rhodes Scholars. It means starting out as the birthplace of American public higher education, and now leading the way in unmanned spacecraft. This is the SEC, and here it just means more. What does it mean to be a part of the Southeastern Conference? That there's an honest-to-goodness chandelier in your tailgate tent? Perhaps, but it means more than that. It means pioneering medical solutions to predict new flu viruses. It means leading globally diverse teams to eliminate starvation in developing countries. And it means being home to one of the nation's top cybersecurity programs. This is the SEC. And here, it just means more.
Hello, listeners. My name is Jonathan Dunwoody, and I own Minuteman Press. We are a full-service print shop that is locally owned and operated. I have personally been handling direct mail for over 17 years and have a great relationship with the USPS. We are the only print shop in the area that is listed as a print provider on their website and the only printing franchise that can use their logo as our partner on marketing materials. We can help from conception to design, print, and delivery to the post office. And with our easy, secure online payment option, you don't even need to leave your office. Minuteman Press, we're not just putting ink on paper, we're building relationships.
Talkin Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. Only on 97.7 ESPN and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
See, we went baseball-themed music today. That there from Major League. Yeah, the Indians have managed to win a game or two and are threatening to climb out of the cellar. And judging by the attendance...
One of my favorite lines, Willie, you may run like maize, but you hit like manure.
You know, and I think I've said this on this show before, every time you saw Wesley Snipes run in that movie, he was running in slow motion.
Yeah.
And that was done intentionally because Wesley Snipes is a
terrible
very
athlete.
slow individual. He cannot run
He's a
fast.
terrible athlete. I heard this too for like white men can't jump. Like he cannot play.
No, and so they
Woody
had to
Harrelson
run.
could play.
So every scene in Major League that you see Wesley Snipes in, he's running in slow motion, and that was done on purpose because he is a very slow individual.
Yeah.
All right.
About 90 feet, really slow.
Where are you going, meat? About 90 feet. Real fast, because we got a lot of baseball we still want to focus on. But Game 2 of the NBA Finals did go down last night. Alabama does have the University of Alabama basketball team has a footnote in all of this of what happened last night. And follow me for 1 second here. The Knicks last night had 2 20-point scores in an NBA Finals game for the 4th time in franchise history. Okay? Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, and Mikal Bridges did it last night. In 1999, in Game 4 of that final series, Marcus Camby, Allen Houston, and Latrell Sprewell had 20-point games in Game 4 of the 1999 Finals.
And I think the Knicks were the 8th seed that year because it was the strike-shortened year, and the Spurs took care of them. But right now, if you're a Knickerbocker fan, you're happy. If you're me, you stick your head in the toilet because the Knicks are now up 2-0
right.
as Jalen Brunson is about to make Becky Hammond swallow manure after she said short guards don't win championships. Well, he's 2 wins away, and I'll be honest, 1-0, I was like, the Spurs still got a really good shot at this thing. But after gagging away the first 2 at home, they're going through this phase where they got to learn how to win.
Yeah.
They ain't winning it. This is the next year.
In the history of the NBA, no team has ever come back from an 0-2 series deficit when losing those first 2 games at home.
The Knicks are going to they may even sweep them. I mean, they may get it done in the Garden. And everybody will be going crazy, and the Knicks are going to win their first title since 73?
Yeah, a long time ago.
Yeah, with Willis Reed and Dave DeBusschere and Bill Bradley and all those guys.
In 1972, that was another. So the other 2 games where they had the 20-point scores. 1972, Bill Bradley, Walt Frazier, and Jerry Lucas. That's a trio, And then 1970, Dick Barnett, Dave DeBusschere, and Willis Reed. Those are 3 great players right there alone. But anyway, that is what went on last night in the NBA Finals. What is going on there in Athens is just absolutely bananas. It is tied at 10. It is tied at 10. It is tied at 10. So if you're keeping track at home, how about this just for numbers right now? Mississippi State has 10 runs on 11 hits. Georgia has 10 runs on 12 hits. There have been a grand total of 9 home runs hit in this ball game. 9 home runs. Mississippi State has launched 4 over the wall. Georgia has launched 5 over the wall. This is just, at this rate, though, Mississippi State is only held to, Mississippi State right now, this is the top of the 7th. Mississippi State has only used 2 pitchers. I don't know if they're going to go to their 3rd in the bottom of the 7th, but right now Georgia has blown through 3 pitchers so far in this ball game. Does this result here, 10-10, is it going to be all hands on deck now for Game 2 because you're burning through 3 good names?
You got to win two games, but if you're Mississippi State, I guess you don't want to burn through too many arms, and your offense has responded. You've scored 10 runs,
right?
So you're right there in it. They might use one more high leverage arm if they can get the lead again. But
it's 10-10 going to the bottom of the 7th.
Good Lord, it's just that. I'll be honest, that's a fast 7 innings in my opinion
for 20 runs score.
20 runs score. That's only 2.5 hours to get all the cricks in your neck. So I mean, good Lord.
This almost reminds me, Georgia's fence at Foley Field, and we've said they're
it's a bandbox.
Yeah. But this almost reminds me of the days when the old aluminum bats, when you played with the old ones, and I mean, 10-10 game, this would not be uncommon. I mean,
they
you could
called
be
it
down
gorilla ball back then.
You could be down 10-0.
And let's just be blunt, they were all juicing. They were following the route of the major leaguers, and guys were juicing, and the balls just absolutely.
The balls were flying.
Yeah,
you could play. I mean, Rosenblatt Stadium
of LSU's hitting 40+ bombs.
I mean, you go to the College World Series at Rosenblatt Stadium back in the day, and I mean, they wouldn't just hit them out of the yard. They were hitting them out of the ballpark.
Well,
there at Rosenblatt.
Georgia's only burned through 3 arms, and
that's what I'm saying.
Matt Scott didn't last but a third of an inning, so they probably because they want to bring him back, and they're like, okay, you ain't got it today, but we're going to need you later.
No, because he gave up 3 hits and 2 earned runs.
He just didn't have it. They realized it quickly.
And 15 pitches.
But look, man, I saw that happen. With a lefty named Lund from Oklahoma State. He looked like Randy Johnson against Alabama, except for one bad pitch to Eric Hines in 4 2/3 innings. But earlier in the regional, he got shelled. So you just never know how a guy's going to react.
Well, Georgia's starting pitcher, by the way, went 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 7 runs, and threw 91 pitches.
Yeah, Volko.
In 5 innings
Matt
of
Scott
work.
Both came over from Stanford because they didn't want to be losers anymore.
Well, I mean,
in a minute for Stanford.
They just wanted out of the cesspool that is California.
I would. That's why somebody's got to beat Southern Cal. They don't want them. I don't want them, infecting everybody at the College World Series.
What would they infect them with? I mean, 9 home runs. I mean, it is insane. You just you got to let that sink in a little bit.
Good Lord. West Virginia is just taking no quarter. 10-1, top of the third over Cal Poly.
I mean, look, Cal Poly was a great story, and it really was. That whole, California loser ass region out there
shows how bad it was too.
Yeah,
shows how bad the teams were out there that you're getting in a super region, just gagging all over the place.
But I mean, did you really think that as good as that was? The difference, I think, between Troy and Little Rock is Troy played a lot of really good baseball teams during the non-conference portion. They played a lot of teams, whoever they could get. They played the Alabamas, they played the Auburns.
Well, think about this. This is probably a record. I haven't seen what the worst record is getting to Omaha. But they've got 30 losses. That Troy does, but a lot of them are high-level Power 4 losses.
Yes, and I don't think Cal Poly played a lot of that challenging schedule during the regular season. They were a great story to get out of the regionals.
Yeah.
But they were facing such an uphill battle in this one against West Virginia that this is like right now in baseball, I think in basketball equivalents, this is it is not. This is not what it is there. But this is like a 1-16 in the NCAA basketball tournament where the 16 is happy to be there and the 1 is really, 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 really good. Mm-hmm. And you're just getting destroyed. And I think that's what Cal Poly's running into West Virginia, is that West Virginia is a good ball club, but Cal Poly just doesn't have the depth. And they're bringing a Swiss Army knife to a gunfight.
Yeah.
All right, 12:31. Let's get a break in. When we come back, we got the final 29 minutes of the show live from University Kia along University Drive. Folks, this place is spectacular. Get on out here and buy a new car today.
Honk if you hit a homer.
The Orthopedic Center. It's in the name. TOC, the premier choice for all your orthopedic needs. With over 40 physicians and 20 centers of excellence, TOC is the name to trust for complete, expert orthopedic care. And that word center, we mean it. With more than a dozen locations across North Alabama and the Tennessee Valley, TOC is in your community whenever you need us. As the state's largest orthopedic practice, TOC is built on trust we've earned with every patient we serve. You can see that trust on the field, too. As the official sports medicine provider for the Huntsville Havoc, Huntsville City Football Club, Oakwood and Alabama A&M universities, thousands of athletes and coaches count on TOC to keep them in the game. From student athletes to unexpected injuries, our urgent ortho clinics offer prompt, expert care. No appointment necessary. So remember, when it comes to your health and mobility, trust the name that says it all. TOC, helping you live a better life.
You've been paying on that life insurance policy for years, but maybe you don't really need it anymore, or it's gotten a bit too expensive. Well, before you just let it expire, let Neighbors Insurance Solutions share with you some alternatives that you haven't considered. Don't throw away something that still may have great value for you. If you want to learn more about what Neighbors Insurance Solutions can do for you, call 256-763-7693. A death benefit could be a life benefit. Learn more at 256-763-7693.
Baumhauer's Restaurant, legendary food and legendary fun. Whether you're craving the freshest seafood from Alabama's Gulf Coast, juicy chicken or char-grilled steaks seared to succulent perfection, you're craving Baumhauer's Restaurant. Add to that a sports-themed atmosphere and HD flat screens every place you look. For a sneak peek at the menu, go to baumhauers.com. Legendary food, legendary fun. Baumhauer's Restaurant.
I'm attorney Gary Lackey. I know your accident is the real thing, and they happen to real people.
I'm attorney Justin Lackey. There's a lot of talk right now about bigger, but when you've had a wreck, is bigger better?
I'm attorney Jennifer Lackey. Do you want to be just a case number?
With offices in Huntsville and Scottsboro, we take the time to help.
The Lackey Law Firm. The Lackey Law Family. 1-800-4-RIGHTS.
No representation is made that the quality of the legal services to be performed is greater than the quality of legal services performed by other lawyers.
AL cert number 21014.
Welcome into the hottest and coolest game show around called The Freeze. Today's contestant, Bob. Bob, can you tell me the heating and air business that provides free service with repair?
Is it Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
Can you tell me which heating and air business provides free second opinions?
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning.
You are our grand prize winner. You have won a visit from the #1 heating and air business in the Tennessee Valley.
Talent Heating and Air Conditioning?
That's right. Talent Heating and Air is coming to you.
This is Thomas with Talent Heating and Air Conditioning, and you don't have to win a game show to use us. We have free second opinions year-round, and we're doing free service calls with a repair. So just remember, call Talent Heating and Air Conditioning at 256-503-4490 or visit us on our website at talenthvac.com.
Talkin Ball with Scott Tyson and Drew DeArmond. Weekday mornings beginning at 7 a.m. only on 97.7 ESPN and the 97.7 ESPN The Zone app.
I am going to say A League of Their Own.
We got Sandlot.
Oh,
my guess was The Natural. I was going to say The Natural.
Yeah, okay. Sandlot,
Gotcha.
baby. That's awesome.
Okay, well, everybody's going to probably say, oh, my God, and run off the road, but I've only seen parts of it. I haven't seen the whole movie.
You've not seen the whole thing of Sandlot?
No.
Oh, James Earl. I love that movie.
I think I've only watched the second one, and I loved it.
Okay, the first one is fantastic. I mean, there's you really get to feel when you watch the original Sandlot, it takes you back to when you were a kid.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a small town. I mean, 3,000 people, and stuff, and I mean, it's the way it was. You had these little, just these little lots that had a baseball diamond, and they weren't where you played normal Little League and stuff at, but you would get friends together and you would just go and play. And
well, I used to play in my own backyard. If you hit it in the trees, it was a homer, kind of like in Georgia.
Super Regional's all going, hey, well, I was going to say we're almost through another inning and no one has scored.
Well,
There's only been 2 innings. There's only been 2 innings, the first and the third, that neither team had scored. There's only one.
Georgia's got 2 on with 2 out, according to this app.
No, they do, and it's in the bottom of the 7th. 20 runs have combined in that Athens Super Regional. West Virginia, again, they've ended the 3rd, and they're on top of Cal Poly 10-1. The next one will start at 1 o'clock, and that is USC, North Carolina. USC will be the home team. North Carolina, even though they are at home, will be the visiting team. A win by USC. They're into the College World Series. Troy will be the visiting team at 2 o'clock when they take on Little Rock, even though, again, they're playing in the Troy Super Regional. A win by Troy, and they, too, are headed to the College World Series. Auburn Ole Miss at 4. Oklahoma and Kansas. That'll be game 1 of that series between Oklahoma and Kansas. Kansas is 45-16.
Best year in school history, man.
Yeah.
They've had an amazing year. First time they've ever hosted a regional and super.
Texas and Oregon will play. That one is at 7 o'clock. Texas, by the way, oh, man. They are a minus 260. I know. It's 12:38. I got a long ways to go, and I am young. And then Alabama, St. John's, 8 o'clock tonight. Alabama, that line's moved a little bit. It was, I think, around 4 minus. Alabama was like a minus 400, I believe, yesterday.
Yeah.
They're now just a minus. They're minus 395. They're still heavy favorites to win at that Super Regional. There. 256-576-4977. There is room for you to give us a call this morning or this afternoon, I should say.
Now it's afternoon. We went from morning to afternoon.
Yeah, we started in the morning.
We were half and half, kind of like Ardmore.
Ardmore, yes, Alabama and Tennessee.
Yeah.
I should say, you said honk if you hit a home run or honk if you honk if you did not see this one coming.
Uh-oh.
The NCAA did deny Texas Tech's appeal. Now, they denied Texas Tech's appeal to have Brendan Sorsby's eligibility reinstated.
Yeah.
That came out yesterday. Now, before you say, well, this is the end of it, no. Remember, the judge there in Lubbock is still deliberating or waiting to make his decision on whether or not because remember, Sorsby has filed a lawsuit seeking temporary injunction against the NCAA in hopes of playing this season. That is still in front of the judge. The NCAA yesterday just denied Texas Tech's appeal to have Sorsby reinstated. So there's still another part of this that has to play out. But again, the NCAA has denied Brendan Sorsby's appeal to play.
Did he bet on it?
He probably did.
Probably wagered on that.
He probably did. Oh, wait a minute. He did get help. He's magically cured of all of his gambling addictions.
I'm sure. Wonder how many homers he bet they'd hit today in Athens.
He has bet on a lot of things. Yeah. So much so.
Well, hey, for once, Mississippi State got out of the jam, so we're going to the top of the 8, still tied at 10 in Athens, Georgia. So, while West Virginia continues to maul Cal Poly 10-1.
Yeah, come on, we're not shocked.
No,
we're not shocked by that one at all.
Nope.
And another thing of note, and we have talked about this on the show. It did kind of happen yesterday. The NCAA is going to tweak. Now, we've talked a lot about the 5-for-5 deal, 5 years and all that other stuff.
Yep, that's right.
There's been some discussions on this, and the NCAA Division I cabinet, they announced a possible new eligibility framework that would allow athletes to compete in a sport for up to 5 years during a 5-year window. Now, under the proposal, an athlete's eligibility clock would begin at whatever came first between the academic year following their high school graduation or their 19th birthday. Now, the modifications revealed on Friday. Now, what has happened is, and I totally forgot about this too, we give basketball a hard time because a lot of these foreign guys are coming over and they're older, right? Yeah. Well, hockey is the other sport that this is affected the most by, because lots of times you got junior kids that play hockey for 4 or 5 years, and they come out of juniors and they are older than when they step on campus. Hockey players are traditionally some of the oldest players on campus because they've gone through the junior ranks before they get to college. So the NHL and the NHL Players Association raised concerns over how it was worded and everything. And so now what they have come up with is an athlete's 5-year eligibility clock would start upon full-time enrollment at a university or at the beginning of the academic year following their 19th birthday, whichever comes first. So it would open the window for some of these European guys to still play because their 5-year window would start upon their 5-year, but start upon their full-time enrollment. Yeah.
Oh, well.
So, yeah.
Yep.
So there you go.
Hey, and you're alerting folks that they could call in has worked. As our good friend from Nashville, Arizona Jay, is waiting on the Neighbors Wealth Management Hotline to join us.
Well, it's not like I went fishing and
you just
tried to reel in a caller.
We hadn't had a Saturday show in a while. They're probably, they're not used to us being
that's what I'm saying.
On Saturday and only for 2 hours.
You're probably thinking it's a best of type of show when you hear it on a Saturday.
We're live. Covering
the
Super Regionals today, and Arizona Jay is going to join the conference.
Yeah.
What's up, Jay?
I don't know. Everything Scott just said right now is confusing as I don't know what. I have no idea.
He's talking about your eligibility clock.
Yeah, you're eligible. So, the NCAA wants an eligibility window for 5 years. And when they initially put this out, it was as soon as you graduate or turn 19 from high school, whichever comes first, your 5-year window would start. Well, the NHL Players Association have said, hold on a minute. We've got a lot of kids that play junior league hockey. That can't happen. That would not work. And so now they're kind of tweaking it a little bit to say when you become a full-time student, when the first time you become a full-time student, that is when your 5-year window starts, or when you turn 19, whichever one comes first.
Yeah.
That still just tells me you could be a grown man with a hairy chest and still get into college. I mean, Chris Winkie was, 28 years old, 26?
Yeah, I don't know how they're going to handle that. That's right, Jay, because he played professional baseball for several years.
Well, it would work.
Giving it up.
It would come to when he enrolled at Florida State, that's when his 5-year window would start. When he became a full-time student, that is when your 5-year window will start.
And that still would that would still leave guys that decide to go the professional baseball route an opportunity to come back to college.
Yes.
So
that's crazy. Is there still such thing as a Prop 48?
No, they did away with Prop 48s, Jay. But I will say, since COVID happened, they had started they had tweaked some things. And I don't know if they've gone back to the old system, but they started not using the ACT or SAT score as the be-all, end-all to get you eligible. So, but they've probably switched that back. I haven't done a lot of research on that, but I do know that started to help. In other words, some kids that may have been a little short on that test, that part of it kind of got thrown out because of COVID. But I don't know if they've gone back to the old system or not.
I think they have.
Probably
not quite
so.
For sure.
It
I
would
think
make sense.
Yes.
I don't know, man. It's like we all over the place these days with everything. We all over the place, but the thing about it, we're still going to come back for more. So it's like, we can complain all we want, but we're still going to come back. We still love college football. We still love college sports. So it's kind of like we can complain all we want, but we're all a bunch of crackheads when it comes to this stuff. So it's like, it sounds funny, but it's not. Because we basically are.
We're not trying to be funny,
It's not funny, but it's funny. You know what I mean? We're still going to be here. So, and I think that's why the powers that be do what they do, because they know they got us by the cojones, basically. But, you know, I'm not trying to ruin anybody's Saturday. It's a good Saturday. It's not too hot. I mean, I'm ready to go back. I keep coming back from Nashville to Alabama, but the weather is good, man. So, like, I'm not trying
to... It's a short little trip, man. It's a short little trip for you. Yeah, I mean, it's a short one.
It's nice. It's 10 different ways you can go back and forth from Nashville to Huntsville that people don't know, man. Like, you ain't got to get on the freeway.
Nope.
You know?
Yeah. That's right. You can enjoy the scenery and the weather.
Yeah. See some fine little country girls on the way home.
well, Jay, have a good weekend, brother. Enjoy yourself.
All right, y'all.
Thanks. Yeah. I think
by the way, Mississippi State's enjoying themselves. They just retook the lead 11-10.
I was going to say, Arizona, Jay, keep in mind, he's the same guy that called us from the crapper one day, too.
No, I knew that. I mean, heck, we could have used that for like a liner forever.
By the way, just so you know, that Troy game 2 or whatever, they showed up 4 hours. They've showed up 4 hours ago in the out on the outfield wall. It's a completely full 4 hours before that game.
Well, I love it, man. They've been waiting for a long time to have an opportunity like this, and they're taking full advantage of it.
All right. Well, we're going to take full advantage of our last break. We'll wrap all
2
this.
on with how many out? 2 on with 1 out as Mississippi State is trying to pull away after the Dogs.
Don't say pull away because they were up 7-0 to start this thing.
I'm just saying.
All right, we're going to get this last break in. We'll pull it into the garage next.
Tom Abraham here from my friend Ross Roberts and his team at Valley Equipment Rental, and they have a brand new product for you. If you happen to be standing on a concrete or tile floor, Valley Equipment has the perfect cleaning solution for you. Whether it's new construction, daily work areas, or an area that's been neglected for too long, the Valley Equipment team of experienced professionals can help you choose the right floor scrubber or sweeper for your needs. Valley even has the right cleaning products for the job. Call Valley Equipment Rental today to learn more. Make a clean sweep with Valley Equipment Rental.
SportsMed is the official team physicians of the Rocket City Trash Pandas. And if the pros trust SportsMed, you can too. SportsMed provides every service you might need for complete orthopedic care, specializing in orthopedic surgery, sports medicine, joint replacement, spine surgery, neurosurgery, and podiatry. And they offer their own brace shop, in-house full-body MRI, physical therapy, walk-in clinic, and so much more. 4 locations and on the web at sportsmedalabama.com.
The ultimate golf experience is waiting for you at the Golfus. For a limited time, you can get an unlimited membership for only $99 a month. Hit balls on the range, play any of our 2,000 golf courses, have a graduation party, or host a corporate event. For all the details, go to thegolfus.com. We have 2 locations in Huntsville and a location soon coming to Hughes Road in Madison. That's thegolfus.com.
Tom Abraham here for my friends at All About Water. Crazy name, huh? Well, let me introduce you to them. All About Water is the top pond builder anywhere in the Tennessee Valley, and that includes remodeling or cleaning out existing ponds as well. They also have monthly maintenance plans for your pond. Don't have a pond? Well, how about a fountain or water feature for your property to bring that soothing sound of running water to your happy place? On the other hand, maybe you have water on your property that you don't want. Well, Ryan at All About Water is all about water, so he could take care of that as well. He has a background in fluid dynamics, and what that means is that he could take care of any water issue that you have. Finally, how about that irrigation system that you have or that you want? Well, they do installs and maintenance and repairs on those as well because they are all about water. Learn more at allaboutwaterllc.com. That's allaboutwaterllc.com.
Hold your block until the whistle blows.
From SEC Media Days to the National Championship game.
This was a great team win.
We are 97.7 ESPN, The Zone.
Okay, so is this the natural or is this a league of their own?
It is the natural.
Okay. See, I like the baseball-style themed music today. That was great.
Yeah.
That was great, simply because we've got a lot of baseball on our minds today, and a lot of it does center around the college ranks, but we do want to just remind everybody that I believe the Rocket City Trash Pandas are back at home tonight as well, so you can catch them on Talk Radio WZZN, and the Atlanta Braves will be back in action as well. And so we won't have, I believe we cannot have the Braves tonight because we've got Alabama baseball on.
Yeah, that's right.
But Braves fans, never fear. The team with the best record in baseball is near. 43-21 are the Braves. They're going to be at home. Actually, they are getting ready to start at 3:10 today.
Yeah, we will have some of the Braves.
Yeah, Spencer Strider taken to the mound for the Braves. Wow, that car's getting awfully close. That's amazing how close they backed that thing. I mean, look at that. Spencer
Strider.
That was a
song, too. Back that thing up.
It was.
but the Braves did win yesterday for our good friend Chris Lee and his family, who went to the Braves game. They were down 3-1, came back to beat the Pirates 6-3. I know our good friend that's a Pirates fan. I know he was disappointed there, but still, a good friend Steeler Mike. But again, the Braves taking on, as you said this afternoon, the Pirates yet again, and then tonight and I guess pregame will be about 7:45 for Alabama and St. John's.
Yeah, Steve is really Steve Moulton, our program director, is letting us know. He's listening to us, by the way.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
He's letting us know that the Giants and Cubs are on next. Which, good Lord, can we not air that game?
Because the Giants
have kicked the Cubs' ass. The Cubs are making the Giants look like National League best, because last night they just, I believe it was not a good one. 18-3 was the final score last night. I believe the Giants have scored like 30 runs in their last two games, and it's just, I don't know. Cubs are falling apart. But then after the Cubs, it's going to be the Braves. And then after the Braves, you're going to get Alabama baseball. So you're going to get lots of baseball here on 97.7 ESPN, The Zone. And the Cubs are 33-31 right now. We're only 2 games over 500. So the train just continues to come off the tracks there on the
Maroon
north
and
side.
White are up to 6 bombs. 6 bombs for them, 4 for the Dogs of the red and black. So they've been feeding the trees.
All right, 12-1 West Virginia, middle of the fourth. See, that game, that 13 runs have been scored in that ball game, and it has moved at a snail's pace.
Yeah.
It's the top of the 8th, and 21 runs have been scored in that Mississippi State-Georgia game, and it is in the top of the 8th. I mean, they have moved in that ball game despite having 27 hits in that game. Because most of them are home runs, though.
Steve had to point out that your boys have been getting their asses handed to them by Tony V.
That's what I said. The Cubs have made the Giants
I try to put
look
Tony
like
V out of my mind, though. It's not kosher to like peckerheads.
That is a word that we went to class on and we were told not to use.
Give me a break.
That was
not
one of the words. That was one of the words in class we were told not to use.
Good Lord.
You can say,
okay, scumbag. He's a scumbag.
There you go. There you go. There you go. That's why if we could talk NASCAR, you could say rectum all day long.
Well,
because he damn near killed him.
The NASCAR analysis is for the other show. It's not on today.
I'm just saying, that is the one analogy where you can actually use rectum in and you're good.
Well, the Texas Tech, that's their mantra, wreck them. Too bad they don't win them.
Mississippi.
They just choke them.
It's better than what Florida State was saying.
Yeah.
Don't say it, Drew. Don't say it.
What was Florida State saying? I don't know. Is that What was Florida State supposed to say?
Let's just say their social media just, I don't know, they wanted to pack something, and it didn't sound right.
Well, man, Florida State didn't do anything. They've been at home, softball and baseball wise, watching everybody.
Yeah, they've been packing a lot of things in some bags at the end of the year.
They were referring to the Dick Hauser Stadium.
Oh, come on.
Let's just say it was a little weird, the hashtag they used.
All right, we're just about done. It's been a fantastic 2 hours here from University Kia along University Drive. Our good friend Arthur Seaton, I tell you what, he said because we did a show out here, remember, we did a show from the trailers during the whole remodel, and we were like, oh, my goodness. But this has been worth it. It has been a spectacular 2 hours. If you get a chance, come on out here to University Kia. We want to see you in a Kia. We also want to see you. Yeah, we want to see you also drive away in a Hyundai. So if you can't get here to University Kia, if you're in between, go over to Hyundai of Decatur along the Beltline. The only reason why you need to drive the Beltline is to go see the Hyundai of Decatur or University Kia. But, folks, that's it. I mean, 2 hours, lickety-split. We're done.
Yeah, we look forward to being in Tuscaloosa tonight. I'll be there for Alabama St. John's as they try to take a step forward in the Super Regionals. So getting back to Omaha for the first time since '99. We'll be focusing on the Super Regionals all weekend, and we'll be back with you on Monday at Bill Finney.
Yep, we're back at it on Monday. Short week for me next week, just 2 shows, and then I'm out on the West Coast for a while.
Joe Hunk coming back.
All right.
Monday, June 22nd.